At 16, he made his debut in court, foreshadowing a trajectory toward notoriety in gangland. Over the following 2 decades, his criminal odyssey unfolded with a harrowing narrative of brutality and aggression, driven by an insatiable ego and a relentless quest for validation within the upper echelons of the Kinahan cartel. Freddie Thompson emerges as one of Ireland's most infamous criminals, implicated in orchestrating 14 murders, prompting an exploration into his astonishing rise from the streets of Dublin's south inner city to one of Irish organized crime's most feared figures. Freddie's upbringing centered on using physical dominance to establish control, shaping him into a notorious bully willing to intimidate others. Despite briefly finding belonging in his local boxing club, he drifted from academic pursuits, delving into both lawful and unlawful money-making ventures, transitioning from selling newspapers to engaging in theft. His involvement in petty crime and disruptive behavior drew the attention of law enforcement, who recognized his potential to rise within the criminal underworld, influenced by infamous figures like Martin the General Cahill and Martin the Viper Foley. Despite his Dublin 8 roots, Freddie was drawn to a new social circle, particularly outsiders in Crumlin, where he joined a burgeoning drug gang at 14 under the tutelage of notorious criminals like John Gilligan, Brian Rattigan, and Declan Gavin, filling the void left by Gilligan's dismantled operation following journalist Veronica Guerin's murder in 1996. Let's delve into it. What initially began as a close-knit group of teenage friends dabbling in minor criminal activities swiftly transformed into the primary drug distribution network in South Dublin. By age 19, Freddie had risen from street-level dealing to a pivotal distributor, supplying narcotics to younger associates and enforcing his authority through acts of violence, including stabbings. Tensions between Freddie and Brian Rattigan led to their separation into separate factions, with Freddie aligning himself with Declan Gavin and introducing Paddy Doyle, a deceased gangland figure, into their circle. However, a significant Garda raid in 2000, followed by Gavin's swift release, fueled suspicions and ultimately ignited the Crumlin-Drimnagh feud, leading to Gavin's murder by Rattigan in 2001, prompting Freddie to seize the opportunity and emerge as the new leader of the Crumlin gang. After his friend's tragic demise, Freddie vowed to seek revenge, triggering a series of violent events that seemed to haunt him relentlessly. Declan Gavin became the feud's first casualty, marking the beginning of 15 more fatalities over the next decade. 6 months later, Brian Rattigan, consumed by paranoia, was shot while intoxicated, leaving Freddie to target Rattigan's younger brother, Joey, indicating a disturbing shift where adversaries targeted the loved ones of their rivals. Amidst the escalating violence, Warren emerged as a hired gun connected to Freddie and Paddy Doyle, while Rattigan faced incarceration for heroin possession and looming murder charges. However, Rattigan orchestrated a retaliatory hit on Warren in 2004, sparking further violence and solidifying Freddie's fearsome reputation as a relentless terror in Dublin's south inner city, resulting in a staggering death toll of 16 young men in the spiraling cycle of retaliatory killings, stabbings, assaults, and explosive attacks between the factions. Despite the turmoil of the feud, Freddie thrived amidst the chaos, ascending to prominence as a senior figure in organized crime. In 2006, his venture to Rotterdam for a drug shipment resulted in his arrest on weapons and cocaine charges, but luck favored him when the case was dismissed, granting him freedom. This episode showcased Freddie's ability to navigate both street warfare in Dublin and build a significant narcotics empire. Upon his return, he forged an alliance with the McCarthy-Dundon gang in Limerick, further solidifying his sway in the criminal underworld. As leader of the Crumlin faction, Freddie faced immense pressure amid constant scrutiny and threats from rivals and law enforcement, resorting to extreme measures like disguising himself and wearing a bulletproof vest. Paradoxically, his involvement in organized crime intensified his propensity for violence. Meanwhile, his childhood friend Daniel Kinahan followed his father's path, establishing an international crime syndicate based in Spain. Freddie's activities spanned Ireland, the UK, and Spain, where he associated with cousins Liam and David Byrne, Paddy Doyle, friend Gary Hutch, and the Kinahan brothers, Daniel and Christy. However, his life took a dangerous turn in 2007 when he became a target of Declan Duffy from the Irish National Liberation Army. Fleeing to Spain for safety, he sought refuge with the Kinahan Cartel, ultimately betraying Paddy Doyle to prove his allegiance. Meanwhile, Doyle's involvement in gangland conflicts led to his demise in February 2008, orchestrated by Freddie and Gary Hutch, resulting in their significant promotions within the Kinahan cartel. By 2010, Freddie had firmly rooted himself in Spain, solidifying his position within the Kinahan mob and earning recognition alongside Gary as trusted confidants of Daniel Kinahan. Under his leadership, business flourished, particularly in procuring and distributing weapons and narcotics from North Africa, expanding their influence across Spain and Europe. However, their operations came under scrutiny in May 2010 during a significant drug shipment overseen by Freddie and Gary in Amsterdam, leading to a cross-border law enforcement operation targeting the Kinahan organization in Spain, resulting in the arrest of nearly 30 individuals. Despite evading capture, Freddie's deep involvement with the cartel was exposed. In the aftermath, with Kinahan's key figures released from prison, Daniel Kinahan embarked on an ambitious agenda to amass wealth through the drug trade and venture into boxing promotion on a global scale. Meanwhile, Freddie continued to shuttle between Holland, Spain, the UK, and Ireland, orchestrating substantial drug and arms deals while orchestrating numerous feud-related murders back in Ireland, including the killing of Gerard Eglinton. In 2014, Freddie faced legal issues in Amsterdam, leading to his extradition to Ireland and subsequent sentencing to 20 months for violent disorder charges. His incarceration set off a chain of events culminating in the infamous Regency hotel shooting in February 2016, marking the beginning of the cartel's decline. Amidst the escalating Kinahan-Hutch feud, triggered by Gary Hutch's murder, tensions peaked with the attempted assassination of Daniel Kinahan during the Regency hotel incident, resulting in the fatal shooting of Freddie's cousin David Byrne. At Byrne's funeral, Freddie publicly aligned himself with Daniel Kinahan, indicating his allegiance and role in the conflict against the Hutch faction, yet the tide shifted with the murder of David Douglas in July 2016, signaling Freddie's impending downfall. Douglas became a target of the Kinahans following a failed assassination attempt at the Red Cow Hotel in late 2015, allegedly implicated in targeting Kinahan associates Liam Rowe and Liam Byrne. Despite lacking evidence, the Kinahans marked him for death, resulting in his tragic murder at his wife's store in front of his daughter. Freddie emerged as the mastermind behind Douglas's killing, orchestrating the hit team's recruitment and actively participating in its execution, evidenced by surveillance footage capturing his presence near the scene and DNA found in one of the vehicles used during the murder. Despite his attempt to avoid direct involvement in the killing, Freddie's deep implication in the crime ultimately led to his downfall amidst the Garda investigation. The motive behind Freddie's deep involvement in a violent act remains uncertain, given his senior position within the cartel and significant wealth, as high-ranking members typically avoid direct criminal activities. It's possible that Freddie's hubris led him to believe he was untouchable in Dublin, or that he aimed to impress the cartel by orchestrating a murder, showcasing his readiness to confront rivals. Despite his reputation as a formidable enforcer, his reckless actions led to a life sentence in August 2018, hinting at a potential demotion within the Kinahan organization. Recently, Freddie Thompson has faced trial for alleged threats to kill and assault, presented by Detective Garda Padraic Ryan at Portlaoise District Court, and forwarded for trial in connection to the alleged offenses. The judge has ruled for the accused to stand trial at Portlaoise Circuit Court on June 11th for alleged assault and threat to kill incidents at Portlaoise Prison on November 17, 2022 and May 18th of the same year. The accused, Mr. Thompson, has yet to enter a plea, but the Director of Public Prosecutions has consented to their trial. Judge Andrews issued an alibi warning to Mr. Thompson, reminding him of the deadline to provide evidence, and granted a Section 56 order for him to remain in custody, following his previous representation at Portlaoise District Court. During the earlier hearing, Detective Garda Padraic Ryan of Portlaoise Garda Station informed the court that Mr. Thompson, formerly residing in South Dublin but currently housed at Midlands Prison in County Laois, was charged with 1 count of threatening to kill and 1 count of assault causing harm within Portlaoise Prison on November 17th of the previous year. As the case progresses, we will provide updates on its developments. That was it for today's video. What are your thoughts on today's topic? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see our next videos.